What's up, everyone? This is King Crypto. Today I'd like to talk about Cardano and how it nearly 100x'd itself in less than 2 months. And I'm going to tell you why and why it's such a really good long-term hold. Today I'm not going to be doing my Litecoin giveaway. I do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So leave a comment below if you want to have a chance to win. Tell me something worth talking about or something that really catches my eye and you could win. Your odds of winning are a lot greater. I'd like to talk about my sponsor of the month because I want to be able to do this channel without somebody that had faith in me enough to help me out with my channel. So this is True Reply. They've been around for 8 years now, and now they're building a platform for voice-based data collection and using cryptocurrency, TrueCoin. It's really a token. So what's interesting about them is they are the first and only platform authorized by Amazon where you can earn money, and their cryptocurrency TrueCoin, you actually gain that coin every time you do a survey on Amazon Alexa or through the telephone. So they're the only one allowed to use Amazon Alexa or Echo, and that is well within 36 million households. So this level of accessibility and the monopoly they have over any other company gives me faith that they're going to be the true winners of 2018. Definitely really worth the investment. And that's that, guys. Their token sale is actually on right now, so I would suggest to check it out in my link below. Alright guys, so let's talk about Cardano today. I want to talk about this because one thing about Cardano is that it came out, and immediately when it came out, it absolutely exploded in price. We can see that from November all the way to January 3rd and 4th, we saw the price at its highest point. So it nearly 100x'd itself within that span of time. That's less than 2 months. So that's something to talk about, I think, to me, because it has the potential to do that again. It has the potential to continually grow because its ability to scale better than Ethereum right now. It's still growing, but it is released. There is still a lot of work for it to be done, but it really is based and built from academic research from people with PhDs that are continually contributing to the success of Cardano. And that really starts with the founder of Cardano, and that's Charles Hoskinson. Now this guy actually was a co-founder to Ethereum, and I mean, we all know how Ethereum ended up. Ethereum's #2 in the list for all the top cryptocurrencies. So this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He decided to move on to Cardano to fix some of the issues that he was having with Ethereum. So right there, that's got to give you an indication that this guy isn't just some Wen Moon Lambo guy. He really wants to benefit humanity with the cryptocurrencies like Cardano, and he has exponential experience in the field. You'd have to say he's probably one of the most well-versed blockchain experts. He truly is a blockchain expert, unlike what some people call themselves. So right there, that's a good signal to see someone like that promoting Cardano. So Cardano is a 3rd generation cryptocurrency, and well, that's what it is touted as. Now, 1st generation would be considered like a Bitcoin because it's the first one ever. It's the least scalable one. The Lightning Network could change that, but as of now, it's the least scalable. Can only scale 3 to 7 transactions per second. So that's not good. That can explain to you why it takes so long to send anything in Bitcoin. So really, it's just used as a store of value as of now. And you can use it to send, but it's a pain. And then we have Ethereum, and that is a smart contract, or it has created smart contracts to be built upon Ethereum, which is decentralized apps. So without the need of a third party. So an example of a decentralized app is an ICO, actually. When you send money to an ICO, you're sending money to them in exchange for their tokens, and that is actually a smart contract. that is based on almost all the ICOs we see. It's built off of Ethereum, and that's why Ethereum's so big. I mean, think about all the money raised. It's all on Ethereum. So that's why Ethereum's number 2. It's the first one of its kind to introduce smart contracts. Now Cardano is number 6, and it doesn't even have anything working yet. I mean, it has its blockchain, of course, and it has a very strong core, but it's just getting started. So you can imagine if this is at number 6 and it hasn't done almost nearly anything like Ethereum has, it's an amazing long-term hold to me. So Cardano is proof of stake, and that's another good sign to me, because I think proof of work is just not going to cut it in the world we live in now. You know, I think there's some weird statistic like to mine a Bitcoin or to mine Bitcoin a block, it costs like a whole town's worth of electricity for a whole day or something like that. I'm kind of pulling these numbers out, but I'm just trying to say it costs a lot of money in electricity. To mine one Bitcoin, actually, it costs $1,000 in electricity. You know how much electricity that is? Like, if you live in a house, you have to do a lot to get your bill up to $1,000. So, that can kind of give you an indication. It's so unhealthy and so inefficient that that can't work much longer. And that's why Cardano, in my eyes, is pretty important for us to be implementing. We need to start sticking with proof of stake just based on that alone. And it's also more efficient, and it's easier. And its algorithm is Ouroboros. So that's pretty much their way of keeping their network secure, and that's their way of them sending and receiving payments. So they send and receive payments through a system called Provably Secure Proof of Stake Blockchain Protocol. And instead of doing proof of work where miners are able to send the transactions, verify it, it's actually slot leaders. These slot leaders are picked at random, but the slot leader's probability of being picked is proportionate to how much money they have staked in Cardano. So if you have a lot of money staked in Cardano, you will get more chances to do this, and you'll actually get paid a block reward for it. So if you own a lot of Cardano, you kind of reap the rewards, and that is a proof of stake. A lot of companies will implement really juicy incentives to just hold your currency, and that's kind of how Cardano does it. But it does it in a very classy way. It's not too cheap like a lot that we see lately. So you can see here too that this is their white papers. They aren't anything like a white paper we're used to seeing though. Like I said, Cardano really is based off of a scientific philosophy of research. You can tell. I don't know what kind of schooling some of you have had, but I take mostly science classes, and this is straight up looks like I'm reading some kind of chemistry paper or something like that. So you can tell too, as you get deep into the meat of it, this is PhD kind of work. These people are doing all of this just based on the love of the blockchain and based on trying to make this technology adapt to the real world. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what they're talking about, like this whole thing. I get the outline of it, but I couldn't explain it in great detail. But so all of that aside, so they got slot leaders, and the blocks are epochs or epochs, epics. That's it. Not like epic, EPOCH. And if the slot leader isn't there to conduct the transaction, verify it, and confirm it, then they're just kicked out, and the next person does it that's ready to do it. So these epochs, they create the scalability because they're able to be actually parallel or multiple dimensions of these these blocks, and they can increase in size depending on how many people are buying Cardano or sending it. So this creates an ability for them to constantly be scalable, unlike Ethereum, which also has a very slow blockchain or a slow transaction time. And once we start seeing decentralized apps being built on Cardano, I believe you'll see people adapting to it more, because with ICOs now, if a multiple influx of people try to buy uh, an ICO, you'll see that the website will lag behind, and it's because of the transfer of the Ethereum, because the Ethereum isn't as fast. And Ethereum actually is pretty fast considering how slow Bitcoin is, but it still could be faster. So efficiency is really what we're looking at here. And they have a completely different way of doing all of this. They also have something where people that can contribute something to Cardano, like maybe a protocol, they can actually message the community or the higher ups, and they can get approved, kind of like research at a college. Uh, so let's say you're a professor, you want to do research on something, you can get a stipend or you can get a grant for that kind of research, depending on how much money you need for it, if it's worth it. And there's a community vote, and you're a part of this community, I think, based on how much you have in Cardano. So they vote on what they think is most important, and if that wins, then that person goes and gets funded for it, and they complete it. So it's kind of like it's like a machine, really, because the team doesn't have to constantly be fixing it themselves. People will help them, and that's a genius way. And if you look at the team, it's unbelievable, the kind of people that are working behind Cardano. It's just PhD people. It's really the best of the best. Charles Hoskinson, I can't say Hoskinson, man, but Charles Hoskinson isn't playing around with this. Being a co-founder of Ethereum, the guy wants to create something that is really unique and works better than any other cryptocurrency, and that's at least in the smart contract department. So they're just getting started. I just think it's really cool how Cardano is built on this really scientific kind of thought process for blockchain, and how they really want to detail their blockchain itself, and how they're just doing everything different than any other cryptocurrency at the moment. There is kind of an idea that we think of when we see crypto, the elements that we look for, and this just breaks a lot of those rules. And that's why it's going to be so successful, because it's creating a new thing. The idea of cryptocurrency is a new thing. Bitcoin, when it first came out, that was a whole new idea. Still, people don't understand Bitcoin. Now look at this. It just broke a whole bunch of rules, and now we're seeing that this is starting to, this already had a almost 100x gain in a matter of less than 2 months. So this is in the category of one of my top long-term holds. This is definitely one of my top 5 cryptocurrency picks for 2018. I will be making a video about that shortly. I don't know. Hopefully I explained it well enough. If I didn't, you can definitely check out these videos. There's actually a really good video on Cardano whiteboard overview with Charles. You should absolutely check that one out. I'll leave a link below. And that's about it, guys. Definitely keep an eye out on Cardano. Check out my Telegram group too, because I'll be posting some short-term buys with Cardano that I see fit, maybe some opportunities. And like I said, this is inside information that I'm getting. So, this is for free. Some people would be charging you like hundreds of dollars for this, and it's free for now. Might not be like that forever. So, with all that said, I'm King Crypto. Let's get cryptical. See you guys later.